the session Women Working in Natural Products Research as a Source of Inspiration. I hope all of you can see my screen. The session was planned to be presented by Professor Silvio Garnier, Professor Claudia Rezende, and Michele Muzitano, both from the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. I am afraid that with no explanation, Professor Silvio Garnier has not attended to the meeting. I am sorry for that. Professor Claudia Rezende is a full professor at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro and she works with cough chemistry and cough metabolism, aroma chemistry, flavors, essential oils, and studies of biological activity. In 2011, she coordinated the International Year of Chemistry Brazil project through the Brazilian Chemical Society. She is the scientific editor of the journal Ciência Hoje and Ciência das Crianças from ICH. She is also the coordinator of the project Moleculets for scientific dissemination on social network. She is member of the Council of Graduates at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. Michele. Sorry. Michele Frazano Muzitano is currently an associate professor of pharmacognosy at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro in Macaé. She develops research on the following subjects: medicinal plant research on new drugs and herbal medicines, flavonoids, tuberculosis, and immunopharmacology. She has been awarded with the Young Scientist FAPES grant. She has been invited to this session to represent young productive women who work in natural product chemistry. These two amazing scientists who work in natural product chemistry strives to equal opportunity in science for all. They will present a joint contribution entitled Woman That Inspires Women, showing a picture of the strengths, productivity, and most important, the impact in human resource formation by the Brazilian scientists. We should emphasize that most of us up to recently did not have the instrumental conditions to work with such a complicated and diverse molecular library as natural products. Moreover, we did not have maternity leave as graduate students, and as lecturer or research, we had only 3 months leave. Only in 2008, by the law number 11,770, the maternity leave was finally extended to 6 months for the public service, remaining 4 months to the private sector. In 2011, the graduate and postdoc grants got a 4 months extension from CNPq and CAPES that were followed by the state's agency in different times. For instance, FAPESP in São Paulo State approved maternity leave of 4 months only in December 2013. In the hope to mitigate motherhood penalty in the scientific performance. Finally, on the 15th of April of the current year, CNPq incorporated the LIV in the latest platform. Despite these biases, natural product chemistry in Brazil, in large extent, is produced by women. And it is this picture that you want Herring to show to you. In this regard, before I call the speakers, I want myself to pay respect to the pioneer women that back in the 70s and the 80s seeded the natural products groups around the country. From these incipient groups, a strong network of women scientists was created and enabled the Brazilian Conference on Natural Products series. Please, Professor Claudia Rezende.
Oh, hello. Michele, let's start.
Yeah.
Well, Quézia, thank you very much for your kind presentation. Michele and I will try to do something at the same time. Let's see. Oh, something. Let me see. Okay. So let's start. Thank you again. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee of this 8th BCNP for inviting us. I say by myself, Claudia Rezende, Professor Quézia that did a lot of work here, and also Professor Michele Muzitano. We thank to this kind of invitation to represent women researchers in the field of natural product chemistry here in Brazil. It is really a great honor. Well, this presentation was intended to map women researchers of natural products throughout Brazil. Representing natural products women researchers in this section, we have to thank all the notable Brazilian women that helped us to build this presentation. At this point, we would like to mention that we consider this task as a work in progress, and we created a specific email to receive contributions that we can complete this beautiful task. You can see here the email, mulheres.bcnp@gmail.com. We would like also to apologize in advance for any missing names. It's very important to say that. So please let us know throughout this email so we can include your data and others in the final version of this work that we intend to publish in the future. It will help a lot, okay? So let's go to the second slide, Michele, please. Michele?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
I don't know. Wow. Okay, I will try here.
Okay. Well, good.
Sorry.
No problem. Okay. Well, these are the criteria. I will say something about this because it's very, very important. Right? In an attempt to, we did an attempt to collect this data from the CNPq Research Directory. First of all, we tried this view, but we noticed that many well-known professors in the area did not appear in this search when carried out using natural product chemistry as keyword. It was a huge problem. Well, so we would like, first of all, to alert the community that it's crucial to register the groups in the CNPq directory using as keyword natural product chemistry. This is very important. This can help us to promote our research area in surveys for financial support and also for the media. Well, therefore, this survey was carried out by state, consulting from professors from all over Brazil, and also from the Natural Products Division of the Brazilian Chemical Society. Information was also obtained from the Lattes curriculum. It is important to notice that we only mapped researchers working in natural product chemistry, okay? Related areas were not included in our survey. So the focus of this presentation is on human resources training. So we looked for researchers with completed master's and or doctoral supervision. Scientific initiation and postdoc were not accounted in our survey. Well, the women researchers all over Brazil that will be shown here in this presentation were divided in two groups. The consolidated researchers with more than 10 years of professional experience. They are colored in purple in the slides. And the other group are the emergent researchers up to 10 years of professional experience, and they are colored in green. So please pay attention during the presentation to these colors for the best follow-up, okay? Well, we thank again the community for the documents and the photos sent, but it's important to say that we are showing photos only for the consolidated researchers, okay? And most of these photos were collected at the CNPq Lattes website. Whoa. Next slide, Michelle, please. Okay. Well, from two notable chemists, Professor Otto Gottlieb and Professor Walter Morse, modern Brazilian phytochemistry was consolidated. Researchers trained under the guidance of these two professors are responsible for implementing most research groups in natural product chemistry throughout Brazil. In all, 143 researchers were mapped here in our work, according to the criteria already presented. These scientists are distributed as follows in this slide, in the Brazilian states, as you can see here, okay, and in the presentation, all over the presentation. It will be detailed. Although present in all Brazilian regions, it is the Southeast region that remains the largest percentage of them, as you can see in the map and in the graph, in the natural product chemistry, as you can see. Well, we intend to publish this result with new contributions of the community and everyone at the EDIT SBQ to continue some important previous mapping, such as the one that you can see below in this slide. It's a reference of the Química Nova. Well, that's it. Michelle will continue. I would like to ask Michelle to continue our presentation, representing the younger scientists in the area of natural product chemistry. I'm pleased to invite Michelle Muzitano. Michelle, come on. Thank you very much, Quézia and Vanessa and all the organizing committee. Let's go, Michelle.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Professor Claudia, and also Professor Quézia for the introduction. So let's continue. We will start with the northern region of Brazil. I have a problem passing slides, okay. So the northern region of Brazil stands out for its challenge and also for its outstanding natural laboratory, the Amazon. And is represented by 12 pioneer women researchers. Let's start highlighting here the states of Amazonas and Pará with their senior researchers, calling attention to the integrative work of the Universidade Federal do Amazonas and the Instituto Nacional de Pesquisas da Amazônia in graduating natural product researchers. Those women graduated 98 women masters and 41 women doctors. Here we can see for each woman the total number of master supervised and doctor supervised. And in the right, the percentage of women in those numbers. Let's zoom in on Tocantins that didn't fit here on this slide. Tocantins state merits attention to the number of emerging PN groups. Together, these young researchers formed 12 master's students, of which 58% were women. This graphic summarizes the numbers of the northern region, and these numbers are organized by states. And we can see the number of women researchers and the graduated students, women masters and women doctors. The northern region has only 12 women researchers, from which 3 are from emerging PN groups, and they graduated a total of 259 students, where 146 were women, specifically 105 women masters and 41 women doctors, which is about 56% of the total. In the Northeast region, the women scientists are distributed from Maranhão to Bahia, especially here in Ceará and in Bahia. The Caatinga is an exclusive Brazilian biome and comprises approximately 70% of the Northeast region, being as well a very important natural laboratory. The Northeast region is also characterized by great marine biodiversity, source of new natural products. With a group of 26 women supervisors, they graduated 217 women masters and 118 women doctors, which corresponds approximately to 50% of all graduated students in the region. We would like to highlight here Claudia Quintino da Rocha, from Universidade Federal do Maranhão, who is winning this year's Young Talent Award at Gottlieb. And also Valéria Regina de Souza Moraes, from Universidade Federal de Sergipe, since she graduated the first woman doctor in organic chemistry in this state. The state of Ceará is represented by 7 consolidated researchers working in the NPC area, and most of them graduated in chemistry at the Universidade Federal do Ceará. Their high productivity can be illustrated by Professor Selene Maia de Moraes, with the highest number of supervisions in the Northeast region, 38 masters and 27 doctors, of which 60% were women. Women researchers in Bahia graduated 57 women masters and 30 women doctors. It's important to mention that SBQ Natural Products Division was directed by Professor Nidia Roque from 1993 to 96, the first years after its creation, and this period was of great importance to its consolidation. From 1993 to 94, Professor Joseni Pereira Davi, who also appears here in Bahia panel, was the vice director of the division. In the Northeast region, 26 women researchers were mapped. They supervised a total of 619 students, where 335 were women. Specifically here, 217 women masters and 118 women doctors. Now, we are going to talk about the Central West region. That region has also a natural laboratory, the Cerrado, which is its predominant biome. We will start with the Mato Grosso state that presents all emerging groups, followed by Mato Grosso do Sul state, where we want to call attention to Fernanda Rodrigues Garcês and Claudia Almeida Cardoso from Universidade Federal do Mato Grosso do Sul, who together supervised 51 masters and 23 doctors. The young researcher we highlight here is Denise Bretan, who received the Professor of Gottlieb Young Talent Award in 2015. Consolidated researchers groups are also present in Brasília and in Goiás. For the Goiás team, we want to congratulate this BCNP organizing committee, Vanessa Pascoalotto and Lucília Cato from Universidade Federal de Goiás, and Lorena Ramos Freitas de Souza from Universidade Federal do Catalão, in addition to Emire Ottoni and Eliane Silva that are not in this panel. We know perfectly well how challenging it is to organize a BCNP. We have a very recent experience that is fresh in our minds, the 2019 BCNP in Rio. And now, besides all the usual difficulties, we are facing new challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So sincerely, thank you all, girls. Before continuing, let's summarize the numbers for the Central West region. We're mapped 23 women researchers, and they supervised a total of 306 students. Around 70% of them are women, 212 women graduated. Changing to the South region, which presents typical biomes as the Araucária forest and the large Pampa Gaúcho, we see important names of women scientists consolidated in the area of natural product chemistry and also known for their contribution to the pharmacognosy, a sister area of natural product chemistry, as Professor Cláudia Maria Oliveira Simões from Universidade Federal de Santa Catarina and Professor Amélia Teresina Henriques from Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul. And we can see young women starting their careers, especially in Santa Catarina. Let's zoom in on Paraná. Paraná is represented by these 8 women scientists working in the chemistry of natural products at mainly the Universidade Federal do Paraná and Universidade Estadual de Maringá. Together, they guided 54 women masters and 36 women doctors. So, 20 women researchers were mapped in the South region. 315 masters were trained in this region by these women, 219 of whom were women. And 134 doctors were trained, 96 of whom were women. The Southeast region is composed mainly of 2 types of biomes, the Atlantic forest and the Cerrado, not forgetting to mention the marine coastal system along the entire Brazilian coast. Mapping the Southeast region was not an easy task, but the result was quite beautiful, with many women contributing to the chemistry of natural products. Let's start here with Minas Gerais and Espírito Santo, and then we will zone in on São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. In Espírito Santo, there are still few groups working in natural product chemistry, and among them, 3 groups are led by women. One of each is even our speaker at this BCNP. We will highlight here the young scientist, Juliana Severi, represent the prospect of research growth in Espírito Santo. And of course, with special emphasis on women leadership. Minas Gerais is here represented by 8 women scientists, emphasizing the pioneering of Professor Alaide Braga de Oliveira in consolidating the natural product chemistry in Minas Gerais state. We would also like to highlight Marise Gomes, who has been playing a key role in the implementation of natural product chemistry area in the interior of Minas Gerais. The state of Rio de Janeiro is represented by 26 researchers, including leaders of consolidated and emerging groups. They were divided into 2 panels. This is the first one. So in this first moment, we need to show that these 26 researchers contributed and contribute to the area at UFRJ, UF, UFRRJ, UENF, and Fiocruz, and graduated in total 278 women masters and 190 women doctors. And it's important, very important to highlight a pioneer woman in the state, Professor Maria Auxiliadora Kaplan, who graduated 51 masters and 57 doctors, with a little bit more than 60% of them being women. Claudia Rezende and I are part of this team with great pride. And about Claudia, she held the position of First Secretary, Treasurer, and Vice President of the Brazilian Chemical Society, and is currently on the Deliberative Council of the Society. In the state of Rio de Janeiro, the pioneering spirit in the study of marine natural products stand out, highlighting Professor Valéria Launenville from UF, and in memoriam, Rosângela Epifânio. In the group that is in the transition from emerging to consolidated, we will highlight Dr. Ivana Correia Ramos Leal from the Universidade Federal do Rio de Janeiro, who supervised 15 masters, where 93% were women, and 17 doctors, where 82% were women. And she received in 2019 the Young Researcher Medal by SBQ Rio. I'm here on this panel, and I represent the women who went to the interior, contributing to the decentralization of science in the state of Rio de Janeiro, following the example of the São Paulo state of decentralizing knowledge from the capital. São Paulo, as we said earlier, is an example of decentralization of science, and this is also true for the chemistry of natural products. There are a total of 18 researchers distributed throughout the territory of the state, in the capital, em Araraquara, Ribeirão Preto, São Carlos, Campinas, Franca, Diadema, and Assis. We would like to highlight, representing the pioneer women of the state, Dr. Maria de Fátima das Graças Fernandes, who was coordinator of the 22nd International Symposium on the Chemistry of Natural Products by UPAC in 2000 at Brazil, and founded BCNP in its first edition in 2007. Professor Vanderlan Bolzani has represented us all as the only woman president of the Brazilian Chemical Society. We would also like to call attention to Professor Anita Massaioli, who was the BCNP coordinator in 2015, and who has been lecturing in Unicamp since the 70s and has graduated 31 masters and 53 doctors. Professor Quézia, who prepared this presentation with Claudia and I, also appears here in this panel. She works on a broader set of topics and has supervised many masters and doctors in NPC area, contributing to the São Paulo State NPC scenario. And it's very easy to see her enthusiasm for NPC area. Among the young researchers from São Paulo, we highlight Thaísia Fio, who has awarded in the chemical science category of the For Women in Science Award granted by L'Oréal. So, in the Southeast region, 62 women researchers were mapped. They graduated a total of 1,662 students, where 963 were masters and 699 doctors. And considering only women, they graduated 1,073 women researchers. This graph shows the total numbers of graduated students under women supervisions in all Brazilian regions. And here we can see in purple, women doctor and master, and in green, men doctors and masters. Considering masters and doctors, women and men, these women researchers here graduated an extraordinary number of 3,295 students. The number of graduating students are in accordance with the number of researchers in each region. And it's striking to see that in all regions, the number of graduated women is always above 50% of the total. In our research, we traced 143 women scientists in natural product chemistry that form a total of 2,082 women, considering together masters and doctors. So here we can see 1,348 women masters and 734 women doctors. We had the opportunity to dive into this feminine world of natural product chemistry to know a little more in detail about this particular universe. And we just have to say how proud we are for the work done by each one of you and for being part of this woman universe of the natural product chemistry. Women are actively participating in the area and increasingly contributing to the training of the natural product chemistry. We will also highlight the Otto Gottlieb Award, which is specific to our area, and we are sure that we will have many women awarded in the future as the work developed by them is brilliant. The British publisher Nature announced last month the Brazilian movement Parent in Science as the winning of the Aspiring Women in Science Award for the work developed in the systematization of data and fight for implementation of support policies for mothers in the academy. It is the first time that this award has been granted to a Brazilian group, and we feel very well represented by them, and now by the SBQ Núcleo Mulher. Thank you, BCNP, for providing this very important space for discussion. women face gender-related challenges still nowadays, and we need to have active attention to change things, starting our lab, in our university, and here in the BCNP. And thanks to this team, it was wonderful working with you. We also thanks SABQ, especially the NP division, for providing a list of your members. And we would like to thank the funding agencies for supporting all these works around Brazil. And we are sure that we will be back to the lab with renewed inspiration after listening about these incredible women. And thank you all for your attention. And we're now open for questions.
Thank you, Michelle. I will ask Claudia to open.
Already open.
And for us to answer the questions. I am going to read one question first that I have here. It's open. I think you two can read, but I'm going to read for the audience. It's by Dr. Sanjo, and he asked, thank you, Professor, for your excellent contribution. Highlight the contribution of women in science is important, crucial, and need to be done every time in Congress. I will bring a little bit of polemic. How many of these high-standard scientists are mother, Black, and women in transition, trans? How are their production natural products compared to the men with the same age? Do you want to comment, Claudia or Michelle?
Yes, sure. This is a very important point. I really want all Brazilian universities to promote calls for graduates in these situations. Brazil is trying in many points to do difference in this. We have in the Brazilian Chemical Society a nucleus for women that works hard on this. The Parenting Science is another example, and many Brazilian universities are working in this direction. So it's a hard work, but I believe Brazil is doing a great job. I really think so, because Parenting Science has been recently awarded by Nature. So that's it. Maybe Quézia and Michelle can say something.
Yeah, I want to complete this about Parent Science, because they published recently data about these challenges, and they organized data about women specific challenges all over Brazil, but not just for natural product chemistry area. In this case, it's for all topics, but it's very interesting. They have some infographics with these numbers and beautiful work. I'm very happy that they were awarded.
I suppose I should say that we didn't look the number of publication. Okay, we had a 20 minutes presentation here. Actually, that was planned before. So we looked for the number of graduate students. So we didn't compare the publications or nothing like that. But it was a very nice surprise to see how many supervisors and people work in research institutes also, which has supervised PhD and master students, even working, working in research institute and not in the university. So it's grateful to see the number of former students, especially to see that most of the students formed by us are also women. It was a beautiful discovery, at least for me. I didn't expect all these numbers when we started the work.
Yeah, me either. And it was not our plan to compare the productive between states or between women or men. Our intention was to highlight the contribution of women that, despite all challenges, are doing a very excellent job, as we see. So we are very happy.
Yeah. A lot of congratulations in the chat. Thank you.
Yes.
We worked hard.
I would like to see more questions.
And don't forget to send contributions to our email to complete this beautiful panel that will be published.
Yeah, because for sure we forgot some of these women.
Yeah. And some names arrived when everything was completed, and we included at the last minute, but maybe we can miss a name.
Yeah, there is a comment here in the QA box, say that the high standard position in the university should also be considered, because most of the time men are more power than women. I suppose that's something that you really need to consider. But if you take by example that in Rio de Janeiro, the hater is a woman, so I don't think we have much of this problem here. But of course, as I showed in my illustration, our road is more difficult with all the things that you need to look after. No? So it's
SBQ Rio organized an event about women in science in the region, and one of the speakers showed numbers around the world about women in science, and these speakers that I can't remember now the name, but I will search here. She told us that in the bottom of the career, men and women are more equilibrated, but in the top of career, men are still in more quantity than women. And she showed the data proving this fact.
I should say, and I think Claudia, especially because Michelle was not in the first meeting that we had, when we planned to do after Vanessa invited us for this session, and we decided on the subject and what we're going to do. I myself, I didn't have idea that this picture would come out. So I was very surprised and very happy with all these results that came. And I should say that for sure we are missing a lot of women, because as Claudia said, we didn't have a systematic way of working, because everything that you tried did not really work. You didn't have a database to look for. So that's something that we hope that by giving the email that you can write to us, that you could finish this picture better. And actually, for instance, I was the one responsible for getting the pictures of the consolidated women, and gave me a hell of a work, because a lot of you don't have a picture in the labs. Okay, some of you that I knew, I could look in the internet. But many of you, I don't know, so I could not find a picture in the internet, and you didn't have a picture on the labs. So that's something that also should ask you, put a picture in the labs. to facilitate works like that. And of course, then we can think about other information important to put in the work. But I think this to show how we work in human resource, I think it was a beautiful picture that came out. Any more questions or comments? There is a congratulations on the presentation and organization of the data. The dissemination of knowledge and formation of new generations is impressive. I was unable to observe Dr. Angela Araújo in São Paulo. Probably she's the one that was missed on the database if she didn't appear here. I am sorry, and I hope we should put should get more information. I hope all of you can write to us, give information.
Yeah,
Yes, please send to us, okay?
please.
Any more question? No? There is here a comment in the chat. During the pandemic, Professor Claudia started to create some chemistry curiosity animation in the Instagram. Does she want to continue this project?
Yes, I answered that. The project is continuing. It's a very interesting thing because I draw the pictures at the programs that we draw molecules. So everything that I do there is through these programs. So it's very interesting. I really believe that we have to simplify the language of science. So I work in these things since I don't know when, but mainly it started on the International Year of Chemistry through the Brazilian Chemical Society. And we have been publishing a lot of books at the site of the Edith SBQ, the Que Demais, that are free. And I like to tell you about these books because they are completely free for professors at the Ensino Médio of Brazil and written by innumerable of our scientists. So they are a very good, they are very profound in some aspects, but in a very simple language. So you can download these books and tell everybody they are free to download at the Que Demais. If you enter the Edith SBQ, you can see those books there. Okay, thank you for that, for this comment.
I visited the website, Claudia, yesterday. It's very beautiful. Congratulations.
I'll put it at the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Valeria is asking, Professor Claudia, could you share with us the name of your Instagram?
Yes, it's my name. I will put there. There is.
Yeah, if you look also, you can, if you look for Moleculate, you can find beautiful homepage. I was amazing this morning looking for pictures to put in, beside the name of Claudia, and it's amazing. It's very good. Huh? I'm going to get some information there for my organ classes lectures.
Yes, and it's interesting because a lot of teachers from the ensino básico, from our basic formation, uses these pictures and these molecules to study organic functions and things. And interesting because there are the people write to me to say, oh, that's something very interesting I didn't know. And people that's not chemistry and things like that. It's very interesting. Chemistry is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Any more questions from the participants about the work, about or any suggestions for us to incorporate in this work? Because I think Professor Monica Pupo said that we should publish. Yes, but we want to complement, with the people that's missing. You could see that a lot of the in the presentation, some of the women we didn't have the picture to put over there, so we really want to finish before publishing it. So we accept also information and discussion, and really would like to know what you think about the
Michelle,
as woman.
I put the
one
email in
professor,
the chat.
yes, he's asking you to show again the slide from Rio Grande do Norte.
Okay. Just a minute. Me here. Okay. Here. We mapped 1, 2, 3, 4 from Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Norte.
Did we miss someone? Can you help
We
us?
can, sorry, we can complete. We are expecting some problems like that, and we created that email to complete and to have a panel with all women researchers in near future.
I, for instance, noticed that we didn't find anyone in Paraíba. I am sure there is someone working over there, but we didn't find. So if you know someone, please let us know.
Mm-hmm. Luis, it's okay? Please, Luis, let us know if we miss any name.
It's okay.
In Rio Grande
He's
do
saying
Norte.
it's okay.
So anyone want to do any comments? Vanessa? Since you had this beautiful idea to invite for this special topic.
No, only thanks for all. Great work. Congrats, you three. Nice work. I'm very happy here.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Quézia, Michelle, there is a woman at Paraíba. Professor Suzana told us Maria de Fátima Vanderlei de Souza.
Okay.
Michelle,
I will take a note here.
Take a note, please.
Okay. And Susanna, thank you. And if you remember others' names, please send us an email. It will be very helpful. And we try
There
to
is a
map
question?
those names in the CNPq directory, Claudia said in the beginning, and we can't find all names there. And it's important to use natural product chemistry as keywords to help new works in the future. And Claudia also said about the visibility of our area. So it's very important.
Yes.
In doing this work, I think Claudia and Michelle acknowledge with me that although we pay attention mostly to the students, okay, the number of students, but of course we read about the area of work of each one of them, and I was amazing to see the diversity of area inside natural product chemistry. No, so it's a huge diversity of areas, and it's beautiful work. And if you start looking for the titles of the thesis, you see the richness of the production of the women's in natural product chemistry in all areas in Brazil. So it's really amazing. It's very, it was a great rewarding work to do. So I think Michelle and Claudia agrees with that. No, it was a hard work, and Michelle was very important in putting up these graphics. Okay, so yeah. I should thank for Michelle has joined us in showing this presentation, and
it was a pleasure.
So I think there is one question here. Michelle Severini is asking how we can do for new woman generation science.
I think it's difficult to say, but I think we can show that these new women in science have to make sure that the thing that they are doing makes them happy. I think this is the first thing, and don't stress too much with the future. So if you are doing something that you love, it's enough. And it's very important to talk about the challenge that women face until today. I think if we discuss the topic, we can think about strategies to find these biases. So I think it's very important to talk about it. And I listened recently a podcast from the Queensland University. The name is Women in Science, and they aim to inspire young researchers with the experience of the senior researchers. So they interviewed these researchers, and it's an amazing podcast. And we talk about to create a kind of a podcast about women inspiration in Brazil. It will be very nice. It's a challenge, but it's very nice.
It is a challenge, and I sum up to Michelle, saying that we have to occupy important positions at the society. Women have to do this. If not, we won't go further. Okay, so we have to look for the future, seeking for high positions at industries, universities, and societies, scientific societies. It's very, very important.
Yeah. We discussed about that today. Women face less gender-related obstacles in comparison with the past, but these obstacles still exist. So we can't forget to think and to find ways to change things. Which is the name of the podcast? Women in Science is the name. I listened in Spotify, but maybe it's available in other streaming sites too. It's a local project just in Queensland University. It's not a broad project, but it's very nice.
Yes, I was very grateful to this work. I learned a lot in doing this work, and not about only the richness and diversity of the work that are carried out by all these women, but also to have a better picture of the formation of women in Brazil by us women. And of course, there is a lot of other researchers that were graduated by men supervisors. So I think we showed a very good picture here, and a lot of these, of some of the productive women were, of course, graduated by the pioneers, and it's a very, very big network of women for formation and continuing working, doing research in natural product chemistry or in science in general, if you want to see. I myself graduated, more than 50% of my students were women, and I had the impression that many of them finish the PhD, but they don't continue in science because of the problems related to family or something like that. And so I learned a lot in doing this work. So I can see the persistence, the resistance of the woman in science in Brazil is quite amazing, especially in an area like natural product chemistry, which demands instrumental that are not easy and not cheap to work. And you can see that a lot of beautiful work has been done by us. So I was grateful to do this work, and I thank you very much the opportunity to work with you too in this endeavor. And thank you very much, Vanessa, for this opportunity, and for you that stayed until the end of this session. Thank you very much. I think we should close. I don't want Michelle and Claudia want to say something before closing the session.
Thank you, Quézia. Thank you for all.
Thank you.
And congrats for the wonderful BCNP.
Yes, Vanessa. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow, the last day, 10 a.m.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.